Hello students, welcome to Gangs of Toppers. Since we are going through the topic that is natural region of the world, so in this class we are going to cover the Tundra region. In this class we will cover this topic that is Tundra region. Tundra type of climate is also known as Arctic or polar type of climate. Okay, so you have to remember that Tundra type of climate is also known as Arctic or polar type of climate. Why? Because we will study that this is our globe and this is our equator, this is our tropical cancer, this is our Arctic circle, and this is our North Pole. Okay, so we are actually focusing on this region. We are actually focusing on the region above or the region above the Arctic circle, that is in the northern hemisphere. So and since it is lying in the Arctic circle region, or the region is lying between the North Pole and the Arctic region, so that's why it is known as Arctic or polar type. Okay, Tundra type of climate is also known as Arctic or polar type, and in fact, tundra is the name of the vegetation type characteristic of the region. So you have to remember that tundra actually means, that is, tundra is actually derived from the Russian word which means flat treeless plains. We have to remember that tundra is actually a vegetation type. Actually, tundra is actually itself a vegetation type, and it means that a flat treeless plain. So what does it mean? That it is a flat treeless plain. Now we will study that location. This region lies roughly beyond 65 degree north on the northern side of Tiger region. Okay, so since we have already studied that this is Arctic circle, and the Arctic circle, we have gone through this topic, that is Tiger region, and the location of Tiger region, that is from 55 degree to 70 degree in the northern hemisphere. So we have already, and beyond this and above the Tiger region, we will see that the region of Tundra region lie. Now areas you will get the area, you will get Greenland, Iceland, and northern Scandinavian. And if you talk about North America, that is northern Canada, Alaska, and if you talk about the Asia, that is Siberia. So look into the map, you will see that this is the Greenland, this is northern part of Scandinavian countries, this is our Siberia, and that is northern Canada and some part of Alaska. So it is written here that Greenland, Iceland, northern Scandinavian countries. Now, what is the climatic condition? The tundra type of climate is found mainly north of the Arctic region. Already studied that this type of climate is generally found mainly in the north of the Arctic circle in the northern hemisphere. The climate is characterized by the long severe winter and the cold. Since this is not getting sun throughout the year, you can say that mostly this is not getting sun. You can say that. So the climate is generally characterized by the long severe winter and the cool and the brief summer. Now, temperature, the region is marked by the week of continuous darkness. Since the region is also marked by the week of continuous darkness, and at the North Pole, there are 6 months without daylight in summer. So you have to remember that in the North Pole, they are not getting light for the 6 months. Okay, or the region has low annual range of temperature. The region has a very low annual range of temperature. This is because the temperature remains low as the sun is low. Since why the temperature is low? Because the sun is low in the sky, and much of the warmth of its faint ray is either reflected by the ground snow or used up in the melting of snow. So you have to remember that the reason this region does not get much radiation, because actually the region is covered by the snow. Now the sunlight, if the sunlight is coming, it gets reflected, because since you know that the surface of the snow is white, and if you are going to put any ray of light, then it will get completely all the ray of light will get deflected. So you can say that there are 6 months without daylight in winter. Okay, the sun is low in the sky, and much of the warmth of its ray faint is either reflected by the ground snow or used in the melting. Either it will be reflected or it is used for melting. The temperature is in the warmth, that is June, is more than 10 degrees Celsius, and if you talk about the winter, it is below minus 37 degrees Celsius. Now about the rainfall, due to the low rate of evaporation, and the lack of moisture in the air. Now, since there is a temperature is low, so it will have low rate of evaporation. So if there is evaporation less, means moisture will be less in the air, so no conventional rainfall occurs. So we have to remember that since the temperature is low, moisture is low, and if moisture is low, rainfall is very low, and no conventional rainfall occurs, and it is a cyclonic in form. If the rainfall occurs, then it will be in cyclonic. Most of the rain falls in summer. Most of the rain is going to fall in summer. That is, you can say cyclonic means frontal. In the coastal areas where cyclones are strong felt, most of the rains falls in the winter. And if you talk about in coastal areas, that is due to cyclones felt, most of the rain falls in the winter. Here it exceeds the normal limit. That is now what is the average? That is 12 inch, very low. In winter, the precipitation takes the form of snow, which does not melt which does not melt due to severe cold. Now, and if we talk about in winter, the precipitation due to precipitation, that is snow, and it is not going to melt due to very low temperature. Now we will talk about the natural vegetation. Due to extreme harsh climatic condition, only few plants can survive in tundra region. If we talk about that, due to extreme harsh climatic condition, only few plants are going to survive because since the temperature is very low, or you can say that the temperature is very harsh, only few plants can survive in this region. There are no trees in the tundra. You have to remember that there is no tree in the tundra region because of very short growing season. Because of very short growing season of 3 months, and the warmth month that is having only 10 degrees Celsius. The most common type of natural vegetation that is include mosses, lichen, and the sedges. Some hardy grasses grow in most of the favorable coastal lowland. Now about the human vegetation, that is the permanently snow covered tundra region is too cold for the cultivation of any crop. So you have to remember that since the region is too cold and it is not fit for cultivation, so they are not growing any type of crop. And it is inhabited by few semi-nomadic people. These are basically habited by semi-nomadic people, and you can say that in Alaska, the Greenland, and the northern Canada, these semi-nomadic people are called the Eskimos. So who are the people live here? They are the people called Eskimos. They live as a hunter, as a fisherman, and the gatherer. They derive their food from the fish, seals, and polar bears. They hunt reindeers and other animals which provide them with a milk, meat, fat, skins, and bones, etc. They also rear fur-bearing animals. They are also going to rear fur-bearing animals on a commercial scale. However, in the southern part of the tundra, there is a new varieties of wheats which have short maturing period is being cultivated, because we are talking about in the southern part of tundra region, most of the area is cultivated by the wheat. Thank you.